You may go to speak some phrase, and a related yet different word comes forth, as if your brain had switched tracks or could not quite keep up with your intention. Please do not be alarmed at any of this. You are in the process of moving into telepathic communication, and the process is of relying and receiving information energetically rather than with words and word thoughts. As you shift from being third dimensional to fifth dimensional beings, you are put on more even with your star family members. This can feel odd at this time, though whole parts of your spirit and psyche will remember and adapt easily, welcoming back to your daily life those abilities that it long ago practiced. Your focus, we emphasize again, is to be on the heart center. This is paramount. It is the place of your God spark, the divine matrix of the soul. It is the point of mastery. Through the heart, you are to become a conscious creator. You are to enter the fifth dimension as conscious creator, fully aware of your thoughts and energies at all times. Focusing your energy and becoming aligned to the frequency of your desires, making manifestation effortless. This is the star becoming more obvious to many. It is a split based on frequency. The collective that wishes to cling on to the old matrix, its old way of 3D life, will remain in that old world until its eventual dissolution, while the other collective, seeking a higher way of life, will find itself in the 5D reality. Many who are ready and embrace change and aware of ascension have already begun spending more and more time as their 5D self. The ones in 5D will not be affected or have any interest in what's unfolding in the old world, even though they are able to perceive it. They would occupy and focus on creating and building their new communities, where the exchange of wisdom is to be the currency of their new reality. During this time, we are invited to balance honesty and humility with our ego, and abuse of power, which can fall out of balance if we move into a sovereign, distorted perspective. There is a very fine line between sovereignty and abuse of power, and this is when Libra's energies intervene for us to set a balance between both aspects that coexist within us. On a planetary level, we are now facing the end, at the beginning of a new integration phase, in which grid workers will be too immersed, helping in the task of incurring the new Earth's energies, descending now from the 8 dimensions. A gradual process that requires constant embodiment and stabilization, which is why the periods of rest our bodies need increase while we are immersed in these new activation phases. The moment to begin working with forgiveness and balance is now, not when the eclipse comes. As the eclipse is the outer view of what has been previously taking form, on an energetic and non-physical level, as guides continually share. The energies from the eclipses also last for months, which is why it is important to release the belief that everything needs to be done on the same day. This is just a peek of what is already taking place. This is a great part of the forward movement of humanity now, and you are all at the forefront of that movement. lighting the way for many millions of others. And weather manipulation has created intense storms, intense flooding in some areas, while fire and drought affect other areas, amongst other goings-on. You are seeing in these moments the last vestiges of the old order, which is daily fading into increasing levels of weakness and despair, felt as rage and expressed in a scramble to regain some last remnant of control. They will not be successful. Humanity is opening up ever more fully to the solar light pouring onto the planet now, which speaks in tonal vibration and in messaging that adjusts to the path of each individual receiving these light particles. This is the peak of the 7th universal year that we are still experiencing, and that introduces us to the 8th universal year that is about to come, in which we will move into the next orb of our template, the 8th one that represents the unity with our monad, allowing us to continue the conscious unification process that last year began for many, and that will continue until we unify with our God, 12th dimensional self. This is a process that is linked to our DNA healing and reconnection, as all works in unison, and if we have not yet begun the rehabilitation of our DNA strands, we cannot fully have access to the inner wisdom that resides within. DNA rehabilitation is pivotal to reconnecting ourselves with the 12th dimensions in which we dwell. As 12-dimensional beings, especially for grid workers who must maneuver between many different timelines. Unification is where we are heading and where the current planetary energies assist us, a process that required balance in all aspects of ourselves. Balance comes when we have integrated the shadows, overcome fear, and accept the totality of who we are in this planet as sacred and equal.